Off the coast of the Greek island of Antikythera, something incredible happened in 1900. Sponge divers discovered an ancient shipwreck, a Roman cargo vessel resting 45 meters deep. They brought up a haul of treasures, statues, pottery, coins. Among the corroded bronze and wood was a lump, unassuming and overlooked for months. Then, in 1902, archaeologist Spiridon Sties examined the lump more closely. He saw a gear wheel embedded within. An astronomical clock, he thought. Most scholars at the time dismissed the idea. A device of such complexity seemed impossible for the era of the shipwreck, dated around 70 to 60 BC. Decades later, British science historian Derek J. de Sola Price took a serious interest. His work, and later the efforts of teams like the Antikythera Mechanism Research Project, especially with computer X-ray tomography in 2005, allowed them to peer inside the heavily corroded fragments. They revealed a breathtaking internal world of intricate gears and faint inscriptions. What emerged from the scans wasn't just a clock. It was an analog computer, the oldest known example. It could predict astronomical positions, pinpoint eclipses decades into the future, and even track cycles of ancient athletic games, much like the Olympics. The mechanism, once housed in a wooden case roughly 34 by 18 by 9 centimeters, broke into 3 main chunks over time and handling. Today, it exists as 82 separate pieces, conserved and studied intensely. Just 4 of these fragments hold the majority of the gears. The largest gear alone measures about 13 centimeters across and originally had 223 teeth. The surviving pieces reside at the National Archaeological Museum in Athens, displayed alongside reconstructions that try to show how this ancient marvel once looked and operated. Turning a small, now-lost hand crank powered the device. This crank linked to the largest gear on the front face. As this main gear turned, a pointer moved across a fixed ring dial representing the ecliptic, marked with the 12 zodiac signs. Outside this, a rotating ring carried an Egyptian calendar scale, showing months and days. A recent debate suggests this outer ring might track a 354-day lunar calendar, rather than a 365-day solar one, based on analysis of holes found on the ring. This finding could reshape our understanding of its basic calendar function. Beyond the main date pointer, the front face likely showed the positions of celestial bodies. A lunar pointer, using complex epicyclic gearing, didn't just show the moon's average position. It approximated the acceleration and deceleration of the moon's elliptical orbit, a remarkable feat of engineering modeling ancient astronomical theory. Further ingenuity is visible in the lunar phase indicator. A small ball, half white and half black, embedded in the moon pointer, rotated to show the current phase. This involved a differential gear system, adding or subtracting the angular positions of the sun and moon pointers to derive the phase angle. The back of the mechanism is covered in large, spiraling dials. The upper one tracks the metonic cycle, a 19-year period crucial for synchronizing solar and lunar calendars. The dial follows a spiral track over 5 full rotations, listing months with names identified as belonging to a Corinthian-type calendar, possibly from Epirus or Corfu. The lower spiral dial predicts eclipses using the Saros cycle, an 18-year, 11 1/3 day period. Glyphs inscribed within the dial's cells mark specific solar and lunar eclipses, indicating the month, day, and even time of day. A smaller dial, the Exaligmos XALIGMOS, accounts for the Saros cycle's extra 1/3 day, indicating whether to add 8 or 16 hours to the predicted eclipse time. Another smaller dial on the back, the Games dial, tracks a 4-year cycle important for coordinating major Panhellenic athletic contests. These include Olympia, Nemea, Isthmia, and Pythia, and even lesser games like the Na at Dodona and the Halia at Rhodes. The gearing is incredibly sophisticated for the time. The gears feature triangular teeth, cut by hand. Experts debate the exact number, but estimates place it at least 30. Some reconstructions proposing over 50 to account for potential planetary displays. The lunar motion system, in particular, uses a pin-and-slot mechanism. This clever arrangement allows one gear to drive another with a varying angular velocity, modeling the moon's non-uniform speed in its orbit. This was an early attempt to mechanically represent elliptical motion. Whether the mechanism also displayed the 5 planets known to the Greeks, Mercury, Venus, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, remains a subject of intense study and debate. No planetary gearing survives, but inscriptions mentioning planets and a mysterious 63-toothed gear in Fragment D fuel speculation. various complex gear schemes have been proposed to show planetary positions, each reflecting different interpretations of the available evidence. Recent analysis by a UCL team, published in 2021, identified numbers 462 and 442 on inscriptions related to Venus and Saturn, corresponding to their synodic cycles, synodic cycles. Their proposed reconstruction uses a complex, shared gear system to model the motions of all 5 planets, claiming compatibility with all known fragments and inscriptions. The mechanism's precision highlights the advanced state of Greek astronomical theory. However, recent simulations suggest that the mechanical accuracy of the hand-built gears might have introduced errors. These errors could potentially cancel out the subtle astronomical corrections built into the design, like the lunar anomaly model. One simulation even suggested the mechanism might have jammed after only a few months. Despite any mechanical quirks, the device's existence implies a tradition of complex mechanical engineering in ancient Greece that largely disappeared from the historical record. Roman writers like Cicero describe orreries, built by Archimedes and Posidonius centuries before the shipwreck. This supports the idea that the Antikythera mechanism was not a unique invention, but part of a lost lineage of sophisticated devices. The bronze used in their construction was likely melted down over time, explaining their scarcity. Today, researchers continue to study the fragments, proposing new gear schemes and calibration dates, trying to unlock every secret this ancient device holds. Its silent presence challenges assumptions about the technological capabilities of the classical world. It reveals a sophisticated understanding of astronomy and mechanics that lay dormant beneath the waves for 2 millennia.